covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 5:30 starts right now.
Just listen to your breathing for a second. Remember the stories I told you when you were growing up about the people we come from.
In a follow-up Fox 23 investigation, a big shakeup for Oklahomans who work in the TV and film industry, making entertainment like Reservation Dogs, which you just saw a clip from, and The Sensitive Kind, which is filming now in Green Country. Their Teamsters Local Union 886 has been taken over by a union in California. Thanks for joining us at 5:30. I'm Nathan Thompson. Shay's on assignment. Tulsa's investigative reporter Janet Clark already told you some workers here in Green Country have complained about getting passed up for film and TV jobs they say they should be getting. Now she has new information about the takeover and what it could mean for workers in Oklahoma.
I was sent down from Washington, D.C. to see about these murders.
See what about them?
See who's doing it.
Movies like Killers of the Flower Moon, Reagan, and Minari were all filmed in Oklahoma.
It is one of the best things for this state. The amount of money that it brings in and brings exposure in is phenomenal.
The industry employs workers like Tulsan Susan Dale. Her job, to drive a passenger van like this one and take the cast and crew wherever they need to go. She worked on the 2024 hit movie filmed in Oklahoma, Twisters.
Calls himself a tornado wrangler. If you feel it,
She also drove for productions like Reservation Dogs, Sarah's Oil, and the pilot of The Sensitive Kind.
I love driving the van.
Employees like Susan pay dues to Oklahoma's Teamsters Local Union 886 to be able to work. An overreaching organization, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters out of Washington, D.C., oversees all the local unions. International recently taped this 2-page letter on the front door of the Teamsters Local Union 886. It's this building in Oklahoma City. The letter says, the Teamsters Local Union number 886 has been failing to manage Local 886's affairs, and such mismanagement jeopardizes the international and the membership of Local 886. It says an audit revealed a pattern of systematic errors, omissions, and oversight that is harmful to both the membership and the international union. The report details numerous missing receipts for dues, missing deposits into the general fund, and a failure to file the required IRS Form 990. It's signed by International's general president. Soon after, another Teamsters Union 399 out of California posted this on their Facebook page about their union taking over Oklahoma's 886. The announcement on 399's website says the International Board unanimously voted for the takeover on March 19th. The president said, I believe it is in the best interests of the members in the motion picture industry, currently represented by Local 886, to be moved to Teamsters Local 399. On Local 399's website, it says this affects more than 100 TV and film industry workers in Oklahoma. Susan had already told me about bad practices she'd seen.
They're not representing everybody equally.
She says she noticed a problem with hiring.
There's a selected few that get to work all the jobs. It's a favoritism thing.
She said workers should have been able to get help from Teamsters 886. Since Oklahoma workers paid monthly dues, in return, Susan says the union should have gone to bat for the members. Here's an example of one production agreement written by 886. It has a section about non-discrimination. It says the employer and the union agree not to discriminate against any individual with respect to hiring.
They're supposed to be helping us find jobs. They're supposed to be advocating when we are discriminated, retaliated.
Before the takeover in December, I asked the Teamsters 886 attorney, Georgia McCaffrey, about workers' concerns. When there's a production that's filmed here in the Tulsa area, they have concerns that people outside of the Tulsa area are being hired over them.
We send them the list, and then the producer has the power to hire either people on the list, off the list. He has complete control.
Susan says there should have been a seniority list for drivers. That's standard in the industry, but Teamsters 886 didn't use one.
It's basically, you've worked there the longest, you get the job.
Absolutely correct. You have the most experience.
She says the union did use a list, but it did not go by seniority. Should Oklahoma have been using a seniority list?
No, we're not. We were not required to.
If it's not a seniority list, how is it done?
Anybody who wants to work movies in Oklahoma, if they want to call the union, they call the union and say, hey, I would like to be on the list. I'm a driver.
Susan says after she spoke up about her concerns, she hasn't been hired since.
Asking questions got me blackballed.
That's when Susan said she filed an official complaint with the local union. It's called a grievance.
We've been told if we ever do a grievance on a show, you'll never work again.
Is that something you just knew?
Yes.
She said other workers filed grievances too.
We have a right to file a grievance.
Susan doesn't feel filing the grievance helped her.
They've ignored them.
What would you say to drivers who feel like if they file a grievance, they're not going to be allowed to work in the industry anymore?
No, that's absolutely wrong. People file grievances and they're still working.
Susan said she then complained to International about it.
And I'm even putting myself on the line to even come forward, but sometimes you just have to take the risk.
At the time, George told me Teamsters 886 did hear from International about potentially making changes to the hiring process in Oklahoma.
They've mentioned that they want to give us some kind of a procedure as to how to handle when people want to get a job in Oklahoma. If you want to call that a seniority list or a referral list or whatever you want to call it.
I want to save our movie industry here. I want to work in my own state.
Susan says she wants Oklahoma's Teamsters 886 to be held accountable.
It makes us look bad, and we need to fix this.
You're not working in the film industry at all now?
Right now I'm door dashing. I don't know if I'm going to make my bills the end of the month.
Because they won't hire you?
They won't hire us.
Covering news that matters. Jana Clark, Fox 23 News.
Jana reached out to the California Teamsters 399 union that took over Oklahoma's local union 886. They just referred her to the statement on their website. She also reached out to the International Brotherhood of Teamsters 3 times and still hasn't heard back. The same thing happened when she reached out to people with the Teamsters Local Union 886. International also posted a notice about a hearing coming up May 1st at 9 a.m. It's at the Teamsters 886 building in Oklahoma City. The address is on your screen there. They're encouraging all members from Oklahoma to attend. Members will have a chance to address a panel and ask questions about the takeover. We'll have all this information for you online. Just look for this story on fox23.com.
Do you have a tip or issue that you think Jana Clark should investigate? Let us know. Email Fox23 Investigates at fox23.com or call 918-388-5354 or search Fox 23 Jana Clark on Facebook.